All right, guys. Hey, what's up? My name is Jeanette, also known as Ms.FitVegan. And today we have an amazing guest, okay? We have Matt from Raw Intuition. He wrote a new book on digestion, and I'm about to grab him and bring him on here, and we're going to talk all about digestion and his brand new book. I think everything's good now. I think I have sound. It was a very simple fix. My phone was connected to headphones. Okay, so yeah, that was embarrassing. I never said I was technologically advanced. I said I was a raw vegan, a healthy vegan. Okay, so okay, I think we're good now.
All right, awesome.
You know, my phone was connected to headphones. It's just
Okay.
technology.
It happens.
Okay. So, Matt, thank you so much for being here. How's your day so far?
It's been great. Just got back from a walk. I was inspired by your little trip to the beach, and so I figured I better get out, connect with nature before I got on here and spoke with you.
Yes, isn't it amazing? I feel like every time I get into nature, I feel like I'm getting a hug from the universe.
Yes.
And there's nothing like it. So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here, Matt. I wanted to introduce you to my people because you wrote a brand new book called 5-Star Digestion, and we're going to get into it. But before we do, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you started your healthy journey, in general?
Yeah, definitely. So I grew up like pretty much most everybody, just standard American diet. Had asthma, eczema, sick all the time. And so as a kid, and so really, but the main thing that got me interested in moving towards this path. So I've always been kind of health conscious a little bit, always looking for I'd have wheat bread instead of white bread. And, I'd get turkey burgers instead of beef burgers because I thought that was healthier. And so I was always kind of in that mindset. So I was on the right, I was moving in the right direction, but just on the wrong path. Mm-hmm. And so what really got my attention was hair loss. Actually, I started losing my hair when I was 16 or 17 years old. Started noticing more hair in my comb in the sink, and it really freaked me out. And so that was the last thing I ever wanted to happen. And so I jumped on the internet, back in the early days when it was that, dial up and you had to listen to the.
Was there internet back then? I don't know how old you are, but.
I'm 35 now. So.
Yeah, you're me. I'm 37. So.
Okay, yeah.
It was You
couldn't go on the phone, you'd pick up the phone and it would have that weird sound going. Right, yeah. So I jumped on the internet and I was just looking for anything to, stop hair loss and all that stuff. And so I came up with all these mainstream websites telling me to eat more beef, chicken, eggs, dairy products, things like this. But the one thing that it did have pretty good advice was to eat more leafy greens. Mostly spinach is what I found on those websites. But so I took to that. I started eating massive salads, big spinach salads, although, they had they had a lot of chicken and cheese and ranch dressing, all that stuff in there. And so I just got really fixated on eating a lot of salads. And so that kind of set me on a good path, I think. And over time, I learned how to actually make a good, healthy salad. But it took me a few years to do that. So I guess, let's see, when I was about 25 years old, so about 10 years ago, I came across an internet radio program, and they were talking about juice fasting. And so something in my intuition clicked and it said, you got to try this. And so I was like, all right, went to the grocery store, got all the fruits and vegetables I could find. And I thought I was going to go for a couple days, 2 or 3 days. I was going to just test it out. And the funny thing is I actually just got a hand-me-down Jack LaLanne juicer from my brother not too long before that. So it was synchronicities going on.
What year was this?
This would have been probably 2010, 2011.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So yeah, I got all the stuff. I started juicing. I got to 3 days and I was like, dang, I feel so good. Like my mind was clear. I was like more energetic than I had ever, remembered being. I also dealt with a lot of toxic thinking and self-critical thinking and that was starting to get better. And so I was like, dang, I'm going to keep going. I feel really good. So 5 days came, still felt really good. So I'm going to keep going. 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, finally 10 days comes. And I'm like, all right, I feel really, really good. But I'm going to stop because I was losing quite a bit of weight. I lost like 15 pounds in 10 days. And so
Were you really overweight, Matt?
yeah, actually I lost about 35 to 40 pounds initially, and then I've put some on since I was heavy into detox and fasting and juicing and things. So I really got down, and people at work and people in my family were kind of questioning. Like I just remember somebody at work was like, she thought I was sick. She's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I feel the best I've ever felt in my life." So yeah, so from there, so first off, I realized that I had been eating no animal products and no cooked food. The cooked food didn't click in my mind at that point, but the animal products did. And I was like, I haven't been eating a high protein diet like everybody tells me that I need to be healthy. And I was still searching for hair loss answers. And I was like, if I feel this good after 10 days of no animal products, no high protein, I got to look into this further because I feel the best I've ever felt. And from there, it never fully brought back my hair, but it brought back a confidence within me that realized I'm not just my physical body. I am much more than that. And if I don't have my hair, that's completely fine. I will make it work, whatever the situation is. My value is much more than my hair. So it was really the mindset that it brought, and that got me over that fear. And then I just decided to shave my head, and it was like the most liberating, freeing experience, because it was such a big focus in my life for several years. So, but yeah, from there on, I just continued to add more fruits and vegetables into my diet, fresh fruits and vegetables. Really heavy influence from Dan McDonald on YouTube, the Life Regenerator, John Kohler over at Growing Your Greens and OK Raw, and Dr. Robert Morse. And so those three guys were like my big examples in the beginning, and they still are today. But I've taken the foundation of information that they gave me to make this lifestyle healthy and sustainable, and I've taken it. I've taken teachings from so many other people at this point, and formulated something that really works really well for me. So that's where I'm at. So I'm a little over 10 years eating this way and living this way, and it's going great.
That's amazing. By the way, we have the same year. So 2011, I went vegan. 2000
Awesome.
I went raw. So 10 years.
Nice.
And what you said really resonated with me about the mindset.
Yeah.
Same with me. I had like really bad acne. I was overweight. My hair was falling out too. And things got better when I started eating a healthy vegan diet, but my whole entire mindset changed, where it's like, it's actually not as like important as I thought it was,
Yeah.
the way I look and all these things, and everything got better, of course, but it does something to your mind. And I definitely want to talk to you about that, because I've watched a bunch of your YouTube videos. Everybody go subscribe to Raw Intuition on YouTube. He has an amazing YouTube channel. And I'll get into that. I want to ask first about your book.
Oh yeah.
You wrote a brand new book called 5-Star Digestion.
Yes.
And I want to know what inspired you to write this book.
Well, a lot of things, but mostly, from the people that I've worked with, coaching and just in my personal life and myself actually, I one of the issues that I faced before I got into this lifestyle was chronic constipation, indigestion, bloating, things like that. I would go like 3-4 days on average without having a bowel movement, and when I did, it was like cement. It was like super dry, not very comfortable to push
3-4
out.
days. That is
Yeah,
intense.
I know. And so I didn't even realize that was unhealthy. And so when I got into this lifestyle and I was starting to go every day, I was like, holy cow. and yeah, so personal experience, and then just all the people that I've worked with almost every single person that I have worked with coaching wise has had some indigestion or some, microbiome issue that they're trying to get over. And so that was one big reason for writing the book. I just saw a huge need for it. And also it's just something that I'm passionate about. I really believe so. The colon health was one of the first passions of mine when I got into this lifestyle. I was so fixated on colon cleansing and just understanding that, health begins in the colon. It just made so much sense to me.
All disease begins in the colon. Yes.
Yes, exactly. And so, I've always had an interest in colon health and just intestinal tract, health. And so, so I just figured it was time to write a book on this subject. And most gut health advocates out there, they give out a lot of great information, but I've just personally felt like they haven't always encompassed like a holistic approach, they get a lot of the diet stuff right, but they don't cover a lot of the really important lifestyle and environment factors that can really play a role. We can build up a really good crew of microbiota in our gut with good healthy raw foods, but if we put them in an environment with chlorinated tap water and pharmaceutical drugs, they're going to have a hard time giving you the benefits that you really could get from them if you gave them that holistic, healthy approach. So that was one of the other things that, pushed me to do this, is just to give people a holistic view and to point out some of the things that I see, not very many people talk about.
Yeah, I noticed that in your book. I learned so much. And so speaking of the water, because you go into that, and can you tell people what kind of water is a big topic, right? Yeah. Nobody really knows what's the best: distilled, spring water, reverse osmosis, filtered. What would you recommend? What do you use for your water, and what do you recommend to your clients?
Yeah, personally, I would only drink distilled water, just from the books that I've read, the research I've done on it. It just makes sense to me that we, first of all, we live in an extremely polluted, toxic world. There's hundreds of thousands of chemicals that they're spraying in agriculture and people put on their lawns, and that all gets into our water supply, and that gets into our drinking water. Pharmaceutical drugs, industrial waste, bacteria, all these things are found in tap water when they test it. And so there's really not I don't believe, any source of clean water in nature at this point. We've really done a job on messing it up. So
in general, which makes me wonder, are we from here? Because we're destroying our home.
Yeah.
Species that does that, but that's a rabbit hole.
I agree. I think, just really quick on that, I think we are, I don't think it's us. I think we're being influenced by, I don't know what, but I don't see humans. I see a lot of good in humans, but they're very easily manipulated. And so I think there's something outside of humans that's influencing them to do these horrible things.
I agree. At heart, we are good. We are really, we want to help people. We don't want to hurt people. We don't want to hurt animals.
Right.
We don't do that. We don't kill animals on a daily basis, most of us,
Right.
right? So yeah, I agree. And we're also pretty naive too
Yes,
as a species. And
definitely.
so anyway, back to the water. So the
Yeah.
only water you drink is distilled.
Yep.
I'm
So
guessing distiller then, correct?
I do have a distiller, yeah. And if anybody wants a distiller, I have my favorite distillers in my bio. You can get 5% off with Raw Intuition discount code.
Nice.
Personally, I think these are the best distillers on the market. It's Pure and Secure is the company. The Mini Classic CT is the countertop distiller that I use. And the Aqua Nui, which is it's like the parent company is Pure and Secure, but they have a couple different lines. And so Aqua Nui, I have their 8.5 automatic water distiller. So that just means that it can make up to 8 gallons a day, and it has a 5-gallon storage tank. So depending on, what your situation is, that depends on which one people would want to get. Most people probably, it depends. If you have a family, a lot of people that it's going to be providing water for, an automatic machine is really convenient. But people, in an apartment or, just themselves or a couple people, the countertop distiller would probably be the best. So, but yeah,
that's helpful because there's so much controversy with the water and people always ask me.
Right.
So guys, check out the link in Matt's bio for that distiller. And so regarding your book, you go through a lot, because health is holistic, like you just said. It's not just about what you eat, but it's important, right?
It is.
So what you eat is important. And I really, really love your 5-star salad recipes. They're amazing. And before we get into them, can you just tell everyone, what is a 5-star salad? Because I thought this was just genius.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So the 5-star salad was kind of just an idea that came up for, a lot of people that I come across just have such a negative opinion about salads, and they just don't think they're satisfying. They don't enjoy them, and I love them. And so I was just
think they can be a meal. That's
right.
The thing that we, as long-term, fruit-based or high raw people, we forget that a lot of people see salads as a little side.
Yeah.
How could that be filling?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I think people are kind of conditioned by the restaurant industry. They go out to eat and they order a salad, and it's literally 75 calories of fruits or vegetables, and then they have cheese and stuff on there.
It's always the same thing too. It's always the what's that lettuce? The iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
Onion.
Yep.
Tomato and maybe some carrots. Maybe
a cucumber, a few slices. Yeah.
It's such bullshit. That's not a meal.
Yeah.
That is
right.
Not what raw vegans eat or healthy vegans eat.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was my mission to teach people how to make a salad that, one, can be a meal, one that will satisfy you and give you that satiation that people look for. And two, it's as healthy as possible. And it's going to give you, a holistic, array of benefits, including, good digestion. It's going to give you all the minerals and vitamins that your body is craving. It's going to keep cravings away, all these different things. And so, so what a 5-star salad is, I can quickly go over the 5 pillars of a 5-star salad. So first of all,
get your notepad.
Yes, take some notes here. Get your pen and pencil, or paper and pencil.
Yeah.
So first off, it needs to be at least 1 pound of leafy greens. So that might sound like a lot, but once you get into this lifestyle, once you start realizing, how little calories are in raw fruits and vegetables, you're going to want to eat, a good amount. And to get satisfied, you're going to want to also have a good amount. So it might be something to work up to over time if a pound is too much for somebody in the beginning, but just work your way up and go as you're comfortable. So 1 pound of leafy greens. So I recommend having multiple types of greens in each salad. It just helps. And one of those leafy greens, at least have a little bit of a cruciferous vegetable like kale or cabbage or arugula, something like that. Because I just think that they're a little bit heavier of greens and they just give a little bit more satiation. And they're,
they have calories too.
Yes, exactly. Way more calories.
I learned that from you.
Yeah. It's crazy how much it varies from calories. I think kale has like 3 to 4 times more calories than something like romaine or iceberg.
And the calories are so important, guys, because if you don't have enough calories, you will be hungry. You will crave other food. It's really, it's simple.
Yeah.
If you eat enough, you will have cravings and you will give into them. You're human, you need calories.
Exactly.
So that's a great tip. Always have a cruciferous vegetable in your salads. They have more calories than, the green leafy vegetables, the romaine and the butter lettuce and the spinach and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. The next pillar is to have at least 1 leafy or fresh herb. So you want to have like cilantro or parsley or dill or basil, whatever herbs you like. Put a fresh herb in there, and that's going to just give it that super intense flavor, and it's going to just spice it up and make it so much more delicious. Yes. So that's the third. The fourth is you want to have at least 5 different colors in your salad. So you're going to get all those antioxidants and those polyphenols that feed your good bacteria and just keep your body from oxidizing and just keeping you looking young and youthful and awesome. So
for everybody that just joined us, just so you guys know, we're going over Matt's new book, which is called 5-Star Digestion, and he's teaching us how to make a 5-star salad. Number 1 is 1 pound of leafy greens, okay, and put a mix in there. Make sure you have 1 cruciferous vegetable. Number 2 is herbs, okay, always put herbs in your salad. Number 3 is have 5 colors. Always have 5 colors, great for your microbiome and for the nutrition, the vitamins and minerals that okay.
Actually, the 1 pound of leafy greens and the cruciferous vegetable, those are two separate ones.
Oh, number 2 is cruciferous.
Yep.
Number 3 is herbs. Number 4 is colors. Oh, thank you.
There you go. Perfect. And the number 5, the final pillar, which I think is one of the most important, is the dressing. You want to have a whole food dressing. You don't want to be using oils and store-bought, bottled, preservative-filled dressings. You want to make your own homemade nut or seed-based dressings, and that's going to give it, 1, the little boost of calories. 2, it's going to give you healthy fats. It's going to give you minerals, and it's going to be so much more satisfying when you cover your salad with your own homemade whole food dressing.
Yeah, that is so key. Okay, so guys, do not expect to make a salad and be satisfied without an amazing dressing. Salads are all about the dressing, and Matt likes to say that like real food doesn't come in a bottle. Okay, you have to make it yourself. Like it is so rare to find a healthy salad dressing. Once in a while you can find it, but honestly, I've never bought a salad dressing in a bottle that was healthy. It's full of oil, it's full of salt, it's full of ingredients that you don't know what they are. So in Matt's new book, 5-Star Digestion, available in the bundle. We haven't mentioned the word bundle yet, which is
I know.
Which is shocking. It's like 15, 20 minutes. So there's a bundle available, guys. You can click the link in my bio or Matt's bio to get it. And it has over 50 books. It's 55 books by amazing raw vegans in this community. Raw Food Romance. We've got Doug Graham. We've got Chris Kendall. We've got Ted Carr. We've got Matt. We've got me. We've got over 55. No, I think it's 55. 55 books for $50. So if you want to get Matt's new book for 91 cents,
Right.
It's 91 cents for the next, I think, 9 days, 8 or 9 days only, and then it's done. And what's great about this bundle, really quick, guys, is that there is a holiday edition book. And this book is only available in the bundle. So, Matt, did you submit a recipe for the holiday bundle?
I did. Yep.
What is your holiday recipe?
I submitted the, it's called apple fennel coleslaw. So, yeah.
I bet it's good, and I bet it's all ingredients that are easy to find, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Simple, but yet delicious. I submitted a apple pie in a jar recipe.
Nice.
It's literally with like 5 ingredients. Very, very simple. And this is an amazing holiday collection because you can actually make something, bring it to the holidays this year, and people will eat it, and it will be healthy, and then you can eat it too. That's the key. You got to bring stuff that you can eat.
Yep.
So back to salad dressings. I just want to mention, guys, if you want the bundle, buy it now because it will be gone and it will never be available again. And you'll have to buy Matt's book full price, okay? You won't get it for less than $1.
I know.
So, and I think your health is worth less than $1, right? Like it's worth $1 billion. Your health is worth everything because without your health, you have nothing. You cannot enjoy life. Your relationships, your money, your house, your kids. You can't do anything without your health. So back to the salad dressings. You have an amazing array of recipes in your book. Salads, salad dressings. You got smoothies in there. I made one of your smoothies the other day. It was with blueberries and basil, and it was so good. Matt, I never thought of putting basil in a smoothie.
It's so good. Yeah.
So good. I couldn't believe it. And there you go. You get your extra greens, your herbs in there. And so with your salad dressings, what is some of your favorite dressings to make? And what advice would you give people on how to start making amazing 5-star salad dressings?
Yeah, great question. And it's so hard to come up. People ask me what my favorite dressings are. I mean, I have so many. I mean, I love making dressings. I think so. My most popular ones and some of my favorites as well, definitely is Smokehouse. Smokehouse is, I mean, everybody tells me that they want, that they can't stop using that one. So Smokehouse, and that recipe is in The Art of Salad Mastery. That's my 5-star salad book, my previous book. Okay. And then, let's see, another favorite would probably be, I love Creamy Italian, and that is in this new book, 5-Star Digestion. Creamy Italian is really good.
As base, what is your base there?
So the base, the base for both of those are actually sunflower seeds. So it's about 3 tablespoons of sunflower seeds, and that's all you need to make it rich and creamy and delicious. And so, and these dressings, I like to use the whole dressing on my salad at one time, but I've split it up as well. And so you can make one batch last for at least 2 days, depending on how much dressing you like to put on there. I recommend really putting a good amount of dressing on there because for me, that's just one of the best parts. So definitely you don't have to restrict your dressing consumption when you're making these whole food dressings. But in The Art of Salad Mastery, I teach people how to make their own dressings, right? So, nuts and seeds work really good to make it creamy and rich. So I tend to use things like sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, almonds, and let's see, hemp seeds. Those are kind of my main ones that I've kind of gotten used to using for my evening salad dressing. And then I usually like to put like 1 or 2 teaspoons of flax or chia in my morning smoothie so that I get that initial omega-3 boost. And then so all my enzymes have the ability to work on converting those to ALA or into EPA and then eventually DHA, hopefully. And I've had my blood test done and it was in range. So I don't take any supplements, and I'm good. So I think it's getting those omega-3s in early that helps, because the enzymes that convert the omega-3s and the omega-6s, it's the same enzyme. And so you want to have a good balance of omega-3 to omega-6 in your diet. And I think getting in the omega-3s first just gives them that extra opportunity to get converted. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, I definitely did not know that.
Okay.
And by the way, guys, if you'd like that book, The Art of Salad Mastery, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but I believe that if people buy the bundle, you're giving them any book of their choice,
Yes.
their collection for free.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if they buy the bundle with my link, then they send me a screenshot of their order number to my email, and then I'll send them. They can either get a free 15-minute power call, which is just a call that I'll go over any questions you have about anything, or you can get a coupon code for one free ebook on my website. And yeah, 5-star, or the Art of Salad Mastery would be a good one to pick.
That's a great companion to the 5-star Digestion. So now I wanted to ask you about your experience with cooked food. Okay, so I know you did a YouTube video on this, and
Yep.
it was great. I really resonated with it. You know, I want to know, how do you feel about cooked food? Do you eat it ever? Do you think people can be healthy eating cooked food? And if so, what kind of cooked food?
Yeah. So I do eat cooked food still. It really depends on, the availability of, fresh, my fruits, essentially. Vegetables are usually pretty consistent, but fruits are kind of hit
Which
and miss.
is?
I'm in Minnesota.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully not too much longer. I'm looking to come down to Florida by you. And so hopefully in the near future, that'll happen.
All of the healthy vegans need to move to Florida.
I know.
Okay. And everyone, actually everyone, just come down.
Yes, for sure.
You'll get healthy down.
Yeah. So that said, I eat a very small amount of cooked food. So, and by cooked food, I feel like it's a little confusing for people. It's really steamed vegetables, adding to my salad. If I do eat cooked food, I always say, or anybody, I always recommend eat it with a salad, because that's going to really help with the digestion. It's going to give you extra water that you're going to need for the breakdown of it and moving it through your intestines. It's going to give you that fiber to help as well. So it's really important, I believe, to eat, if you're ever going to eat cooked food, eat it with a big salad, and make the salad the main meal, not the cooked food. The cooked food should just be a side dish if you need a little extra, So steamed vegetables.
Great advice. Yeah. Otherwise, like cooked food is very dehydrating. So we need to rehydrate with the raw food. And honestly, that's the best advice that anybody can give, as far as if you want to eat some cooked food, or if you need to eat some because you don't have a lot of fruit where you live, or maybe it's just too financially, like hard to eat 100% raw. That can be hard sometimes for people. But if you mix in some cooked food with the raw food, that will really help the digestion. You'll have the live enzymes in there, and you feel like you got hit by a bus the next day, because so once you start eating healthy, and I'm sure there's people on this chat, let me know if you can relate to this, guys. If you start eating healthy and then one day you eat something not healthy, or that you shouldn't be eating, wow, you feel like you got drunk. You feel like it's over. And life is really short. We don't need to feel like this, okay? Mix it in with a big salad and have a little cooked food if you want. And so, I think that's great advice. And then also in your video on YouTube, you said that the raw food, you really noticed when you eat predominantly raw, you feel like a certain kind of spark, more like you get some energy or some creativity that you don't have eating a mainly cooked food diet. Can you just talk about that a little bit? Because I really resonated with that, and nobody said it the way you did.
Perfect. Well, thank you. I mean, I feel my absolute best when I'm as close to 100% raw as possible, for many reasons. I think it is the hydration and the extra fiber and the benefits to the microbiome. But one of the things I really notice is I am much more creative, and I'm much more like in tune with my intuition and
Your raw intuition.
my raw intuition. Exactly. I feel it's kind of hard to explain, but you just have to feel it. I mean, it's like I still feel really good, you know, but when I hit that like super high raw, like 100%, if I'm 100%, you know, and I do go 100% for, you know, periods of time, and, you know, it goes back and forth. So, when I'm 100%, it's just, yeah, there's this extra, motive. It's like an inner drive that comes out, and just a motivation, a zest, you know, it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, exactly. And so, yeah, I do, you know, I try and stay in that zone as long as I possibly can, because I think that if more people felt that, you know, the world would change in an instant. You know, if we could get people, if we could get everybody to go, you know, 30 days all raw, and start to feel that zest and that, you know, that spark, you know, things that we're experiencing in our, you know, in our world today would be gone, you know.
For sure, guys. If you are currently not feeling good, maybe you're feeling depressed, and you know, honestly, this is a very heavy time right now in the world. So like if you're feeling low or unmotivated or depressed or just like not feeling that like feeling alive, I
Yes.
highly recommend you definitely eat as much high quality fresh raw food as possible, because you are what you eat. And if you eat things that are dead, you're going to feel dead. And that includes not just animals, that includes processed vegan food. That includes all the stuff that you know is not healthy. Okay? Like Matt said, no real food comes in a bottle. No real food comes with a barcode. Okay?
Right.
You know what to eat. Like we all know what to eat. And so it's just a little bit of, you know, preparing, obviously, making it a priority, and, you know, getting amazing recipes that taste so good that you literally can't wait to make them. Healthy, raw recipes like in your book, 5-Star Digestion. And, you know, I have some in my book as well in the bundle.
Yep.
My book is a beauty book. Thanks for asking, Sherry. So we have a friend in common, Sherry.
Yes, Sherry's the best.
Sherry is literally the best, and she introduced me to you and your channel, and I'm so grateful. And yeah, she is amazing. I have learned so much from Sherry. Everybody shout out to Sherry.
Sherry.
Somebody also just said, real quick before I forget, about the if you want to be healthy or you want to eat cooked food, eat mucusless food. So now I want to get in on that. Are you a fan of Arnold Ehret, and how do you feel about the mucusless diet?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. He was actually the Mucusless Diet Healing System was one of the first books that I read on health, and that was one of the driving factors that made me so interested in gut health. You know, because when you clean out the intestinal tract from all the excess mucus, you're able to, you know, everything gets better. You're able to absorb nutrients better. You're able to eliminate better. You know, it just makes everything work how it's supposed to.
It's almost like, I always say, it's like you have a bathtub, and it's almost like you're taking the plug out of the bathtub, and then things drain, and you know, you can fill it up with clean water. But if you don't clean out the bathtub, if you don't get the dirty water out, you can't put in, when you put in clean water, it's just going to be dirty.
Yep.
So think of your colon like a bathtub. And yeah, also, by the way, I was obsessed with colon health as well when I found out, because it changed my life. You know, I'm guessing you've had colonics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer in colonics, not to over abuse them, right?
Right.
You know, like there have been some people in the movement that like get way too many. I one who had a colonic machine in his house, okay, and like every day having a colonic. No, but when you first start eating a high raw diet, okay, I think it is so important to get a gravity method colonic, because is getting out the old, rotting fecal matter that is poisoning our body. Okay,
Yes.
from the inside out. And I'm so happy that you have experienced that as well. And I would highly recommend you find an amazing colonic hydrotherapist wherever you live. Make sure they're using the gravity method. I think that's the healthiest. And make sure that you get it as soon as possible. If you've never had a colonic, it changed my life. Literally. Matt, can you just tell people after your first colonic, what did you experience?
Oh my gosh. It was honestly, it was incredible. I felt like so energetic and I felt so light in my body. Yeah, it was amazing. And I think I probably did maybe like 10 colonics total from, when I first got into here over the first couple of years, I think. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, I think I did about 10 colonics, and I've done, many enemas. I got an enema kit that I have here. So, I went pretty heavy into the detox and that, phase, and I'm still big into detox. But back then I was really into the colonics, the enemas, doing mono islands, like grape islands for 10 days or watermelon for 10 days. And so, yeah, I felt amazing, and I recommend it to people to definitely, go find, they're all over the place. You would be surprised. I had never heard of it until I looked into it. And yeah, there's like several around here. So, yeah.
Now, I would also highly recommend it. It helped me get rid of my cystic acne. It helped me get rid of cravings, because whatever's in your bloodstream is what you're going to crave. So colonics can help with that. And somebody asked, doesn't a colonic wipe out your microbiome? Okay, so I would say if you over abuse them, yes.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm a big believer in colonics is because it's the most natural way, in my opinion, or the most powerful way to remove the toxins from your body, the quickest and the most powerful. Now, is it natural? It's not exactly natural, but the things that I ate for the first 26 years of my life were not natural. So I needed a way to remove them. And, doing these juice cleanses and, fasting and stuff, it doesn't work as well, in my opinion. Okay. The best thing is to get a colonic, or doing an enema is great as well. And then have a consistent high raw diet. Okay. I also did the whole mono island things for a while, banana island, watermelon island. Now I don't do those things. Do you still do like long mono island thing? Yeah.
No, I haven't done one for quite a while. The last big cleanse that I did was, I think like a year and a half ago, I did a 26-day water fast. And so that was interesting.
And what is the reason that you don't just go on, different cleanses all the time, or just eat watermelon for 10 days, or, all these things? Why?
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think that, it's just, I don't feel drawn to it anymore. I just don't necessarily see a point for myself. And I get why people do it, and I think it's great. But, I'm kind of in just a coast right now, I guess. I don't know. I'm in like a cruise mode where I feel like I've got it down to where I'm feeding my body the way that, one, nourishes it, two, promotes the best detoxification. And so I found a good balance with that. I'm not saying I won't do those things again at some points, maybe just for fun or something. But yeah, I've gotten to a good place right now where I'm pretty good with the balance between nourishment and detox, and just keeping it solid.
Yeah, same here. I used to do all these things, and I found that, my body really, really loves it when I'm just consistent.
Yeah.
Okay? Like our bodies, they don't know what you're doing, So like when you're just eating one thing, what happens is, your microbiome gets kind of messed up, because, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but I feel we need a variety, and consistently a variety of healthy, amazing foods. Get the herbs in, like Matt said, get the 5 colors in every time you make a salad, at least 5 colors, and then this helps feed our microbiome and feed the trillions of cells in our gut. And we feel better when we're eating a variety and we're consistent. You know, eating shit and then doing mono islands. This is like almost like eating disorder territory, guys. And I definitely I definitely used to do this. And there's nothing unhealthy about eating mono islands for a certain amount of time. Listen, Ann Osborne, she went like 6 months on oranges.
Yeah.
And she, amazing. That's amazing. But at the same time, you know, I truly believe as a consistent raw, like high raw diet is absolutely the best thing. And, you know, like you feel like you're coasting, but honestly, Matt, you're on a cleanse every day. The way you're eating,
right,
cleansing every day, guys. When you and so for someone out there, let me just ask you like 2 more questions.
Yeah.
For somebody out there that is just starting their healing journey back to health, what is one thing that you would recommend for people to focus on first? Because it can be quite overwhelming. You know, with this bundle, there's a lot. There's 55 books, and it can be overwhelming for someone. And so I want to know, what is one of your best tips for like just starting your journey? Yeah.
Great question. Let's see. My best tip for somebody getting into this. Well, I would say, so I give people, you know, my little analogy or my little concept is the 3 Ps. So it's kind of more than one thing, but it's one concept. The 3 Ps is 1, patience. You got to be patient with yourself. You know, you're getting into this. It's a brand new lifestyle. You're not exactly sure what's going to work best for you yet. So it's not going to be a straight linear line. It's going to be ups and downs, and you just have to go with it and be patient and just, you know, don't expect yourself to be perfect right away. So
you didn't get sick overnight. You're
right.
Not get healthy overnight.
Exactly.
But you can get there with patience. Absolutely.
Yes. 2, you want to be practical. So there's a lot of people out there that look at, you know, YouTubers or other raw vegans that are living in Costa Rica or Florida, and they live in Minnesota, which I'm not saying it can't be done, and because it can, but I'm just saying
as a raw vegan. So just a heads up. Everybody.
What's that?
I lived in New York. I was a 9-year raw vegan in New York.
Nice. Yes, so it can be done for sure. But I'm just saying, people don't need to completely replicate their favorite YouTuber's diet. You know, like if you don't have awesome mangoes and papayas where you live, you know, I can go get papayas here, but I'm telling you what, they're not good. Sometimes they can be good, but a lot of times they're not good.
I feel you.
So it really, again, it also depends on what kind of grocery stores you have around you. If you have a few good grocery stores, like I'm fortunate, we've got a lot of good grocery stores around here. So it's much more doable for me in that regard. But I just, you know, I see too many people putting too much stress on themselves to try and like completely replicate their favorite influencer's diet. And they just got to make it personalized for themselves and be practical with the situation they're in, and just continue to strive to improve, you know, but don't expect that you have to get to the, you know, top level right away.
I agree. I totally agree, Matt. Use what you have, do what you can.
Yes.
You will get there one day. If you want to eat like a tropical fruit-based diet, you can do it one day when you live in a tropical place. But if you live in a place like New York City or Minnesota or wherever, where you're not growing your food there,
right,
you can still eat really, really healthy. You can feel amazing. And so like, basically it comes down to, you know, excuses or results. You can't have, you can always find an excuse, but you can't always find a result, okay, if you're going to have that excuse. So that is such great advice. And then what is your 3rd P?
Yes, the 3rd P is persistence. So you want to be persistent. You don't, it kind of ties in the other 2, but you just have to, you know, again, don't expect everything to be 100% awesome all the time. You might go through some detox symptoms. You might just have, the seasons might impact the availability of fruits that you have, and it might not be as awesome at that time. So you just have to roll with the situation that you're dealt, and just be persistent. Consistency is the key to making this lifestyle a long-term, successful and enjoyable experience. And so the first time that it starts to get hard, don't give up. Just be persistent and just do the best you can, and understand that, tomorrow's another day, next week might be better. So you can't give up when things get difficult, here and there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have so many more questions. I know we have to end it because I have another live. And
Okay.
you have other things too.
Yep.
But you just triggered another question I want to ask you about fitness. Because I know fitness. I saw you doing the 50-pound.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. So listen, what you just said, don't give up when it gets hard. And
Yes.
so that is a lesson that I learned from fitness. Okay. I'm on my fitness journey as well. And I realized through fitness that I always was giving up. And it was translating to, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And it was translating to my other life, my everything else, my work life, my health, whatever. I was always giving up. And so now I just want to ask you quickly about your fitness journey. So how often do you work out, and do you take any type of supplementation for that in general as a high raw vegan?
Sure. So I try to work out every day. It's usually, I guess, probably 5 days a week. I usually take a couple days off, where I don't do any like actual focused workouts, but, I try to be active every single day. But I'll do, I love to start my days off with some sort of workout that gets my heart going, gets my circulation going, my lymph moving, ideally sweating to really open the pores and push out any toxins. So
and
I like
digestion, as you talk about.
Exactly. You actually increase the beneficial bacteria in your microbiome when you exercise. There's bacteria that actually metabolize lactic acid and produce short chain fatty acids with that. And so there's multiple layers to the benefits that we get from exercise, and gut health is one. And that leads to other health benefits throughout the body. Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you take any, do you find it necessary to take any type of like supplementation?
Nope. So in my very early days, I used to take like pea protein powder, and things like that, and hemp protein powder. But that was in my early days when I didn't really understand that whole foods were where it's at. And I mean, you really don't. If I wanted to maybe like become like a competitive bodybuilder, maybe, but even then I don't even think I would. But I'm more looking for practical. I'm not looking to be like super huge. I'm looking to be a healthy, fit, muscular, that allows me to do everything that I want to do, and it's going to keep me healthy for the long term. I'm not going to, wear out my body with high protein intake and over exertion of whatever workouts. I make it intense. I like to challenge my body, but I don't feel like I need to overdo it for any reason like that. So.
Wow. Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy you said that about the protein powder, because I have a big but like, I don't understand why some like healthy vegans take protein powder when we know that is a processed food. Yeah. Like, you cannot find protein in nature, like just protein. If you want to eat hemp seeds, if you want to get hemp protein, eat some hemp seeds.
Yep.
Then you're getting the protein and the carbs and the fat and the vitamins and the nutrients and the minerals all together. It's almost like we kind of like, it's like we turn a blind eye or something. We're just like, oh, okay, that's like kind of a meat eater's perspective to get protein. And then you come to being a healthy vegan and we're like, oh, I still need my protein. When or you should know that Whole Foods is where it's at. Whole Foods has everything that we need. There's so much protein in fruit, greens, seeds. You don't need to have extra protein. And I also agree with you that it taxes your digestive system as well. You're actually giving your body more work when you put in these powders and these different, supplementations that, listen, if you are deficient, I would definitely recommend you supplement, right?
Yeah.
Natural ways is best, right? So if you're iron deficient, greens are really high, spinach, and they say dates have a lot of iron. Find the natural whole food ways to supplement. But
Yes.
yeah, I also agree that you don't need protein powder. I think it taxes your digestive system, and it's not a whole food, it's a processed food.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a processed food.
And we know we don't want to eat processed foods. Okay, you're young. Wonder if that advice is the same for somebody older and maybe not as fit. What would you say to that, Matt?
Good question. Good question. From the research that I've looked at and I've heard, it's not gonna really change that much. Older people might need a little more protein, but then they can just eat a few more. They just eat more food and they'll get more protein that way. Where in nature do we ever see any older animals supplementing with extra anything? It's
Gorillas doing protein shakes, guys.
right. I mean, you stay active into your old age. You want to continue to do all these healthy lifestyle factors that isn't going to allow for your body, or at least it's going to reduce the chances of you running into any imbalances. And so you stay active, you stay hydrated, you continue to eat high fiber, low fat predominantly over the long term, and it should, from what I've researched, I'm not a doctor either, but from the people that I have learned from that have all the experience and are prolific researchers as well, it shouldn't be the case.
I agree, totally agree. And then somebody said, I've been so confused as to why some vegans promote so many powders. Don't keep it real, guys, because they get paid to.
Money.
That's it. Maybe they don't even take them. Who knows?
Right.
There's business going on out here, guys. Okay, so we just have to pay attention to that and take it for what it is. Take the advice from people, and then if they're having something you don't agree with, like a powder or a processed food, then don't eat. Don't take that advice. But I've learned in my journey that we take what the value and then we leave the rest.
Yes, I completely agree. And I'm not, money is probably the reason why they're promoting it, that doesn't automatically mean that it's a bad thing. I get a commission when people use my link to get their water distillers. But I truly believe in distilled water. I believe it's the best. Distilled water is the only water that I personally drink. And I wish I could bathe in it, but I don't have that capability at this point. But
one day.
Yeah. I do. I have a shower filter, but it's not distilled.
Wow. Amazing. Goals. That's goals right there.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to head out, guys. I have another live in 30 minutes. I'm going to go make a smoothie from Matt's book right now. Where can, okay, so everybody go follow Matt and click the link in his bio to get his new book, 5-Star Digestion, along with 54 other books, okay, for only 91 cents each. This is ridiculous, and it's only for a limited time. It's till November 1st, okay? And
1,000 recipes.
Yes, over 1,000 recipes, right? That's
crazy.
How much is that per recipe? Does anybody have a calculator available? This is like ridiculous. And also I gotta say, guys, it makes an amazing gift for, like, if you know anyone that's brand new to the vegan lifestyle, this would be the best thing to do to get them started on a healthy vegan lifestyle. Because, so many people are going vegan now, which is amazing, but they're eating McDonald's and Taco Bell and White Castle. They're eating all this crap that is not gonna help them. You honestly will not get healthier eating vegan processed food. This is the only way to be healthy, is eating a healthy vegan lifestyle. And so Matt's amazing book and 54 other amazing resources are in this bundle. Click the link in Matt's bio or my bio, whichever you come across. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much, Matt. I learned a lot. I took a lot of notes.
Awesome.
Really appreciate your time. And maybe let's do this again on my channel, your channel.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And I can't wait to get down there to Florida and get some of that beautiful Florida tan that you've got going on.
Yes, and the food, we'll have durian together.
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate you, and see you guys soon.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.